Oh, uh, here.
Have you ever stood in an elevator with someone you do not know well? The doors close. The machine starts to move up. It is quiet. It is very, very quiet. You look at your shoes. You look at the numbers changing on the screen. You want to say something, but your mind is empty. You feel your heart beating a little faster. You worry that if you speak, you will say something silly. This feeling is called awkwardness. It is a common problem. Almost everyone feels this way sometimes. We are afraid of the silence, but we are also afraid of breaking the silence. Today, we are going to change how you think about this situation. We are going to learn why small talk is not just boring chatter about the weather. We are going to discover that small talk is actually a superpower. It is a magic key that unlocks doors to new friends, better jobs, and a happier life. By the end of this session, you will have 3 simple tools to start a conversation with anyone, anywhere. You will learn to turn that awkward silence into a connection. Let's meet our main character. His name is Leo. Leo is a nice guy, but he is very shy. He works in a large office building. Every morning, he goes to the kitchen to get coffee. Every morning, he sees Sarah. Sarah works in a different department. Leo wants to say hello. He wants to be friendly. But he usually just smiles nervously, grabs his coffee, and runs away. Leo thinks that to talk to Sarah, he needs to say something incredibly smart or funny. This is his mistake. Small talk does not need to be smart. It just needs to be safe and kind. Imagine Leo is in the kitchen right now. Sarah is there. She is waiting for the coffee machine. Leo walks in. His hands are sweating a little. This is his chance. Normally, Leo might say nothing. Or he might say, "Hi," and then look at the floor. That is a dead end. It stops the conversation before it begins. Today, Leo is going to try something different. He is going to use our first tool, the observation. The observation is simple. You look at what is happening around you, and you make a comment about it. It connects you and the other person to the same moment. Listen to Leo. He looks at the coffee machine. It is making a loud noise. Leo says, "That machine sounds like it is tired today." Sarah looks at the machine. She smiles. Sarah says, "I think it needs coffee more than we do." Do you see what happened? It was a very simple comment. It was not a question about her personal life. It was just an observation about the environment. This is safe. It is easy. Let's practice that. Imagine you are Leo. You hear the loud machine. You say, "That machine sounds like it is tired today." Try to say it with a smile in your voice. Now, the door is open. Sarah has responded. But Leo cannot just stop there. If he stops, the silence will come back. He needs our second tool, the open question. Many people ask closed questions. A closed question can be answered with just yes or no. For example, if Leo asks, "Do you like coffee?" Sarah can say, "Yes." Then the conversation is over. That is like playing tennis and hitting the ball into the net. We want to keep the ball moving. An open question usually starts with words like what, how, or why. It invites the other person to tell a short story. Let's go back to the kitchen. Sarah just joked that the machine needs coffee. Leo laughs. Now he uses an open question. Leo asks, "How many cups do you usually need to survive the morning?" This is a fun question. It is light. It is still about the coffee, but it asks for more detail. Sarah answers, "Oh, at least 3. I stayed up too late last night watching a movie." Bingo. Sarah gave Leo a gift. She mentioned a movie. This is how small talk works. You build a bridge, one stone at a time. First the machine, then the coffee, now the movie. Leo feels more confident now. He is not sweating anymore. He is listening. This brings us to the third and most important superpower: active listening. Small talk is not about you being interesting. It is about you being interested. You do not need to tell a funny story. You just need to make the other person feel heard. You can do this with small words and sounds. In English, we use words like "really?" "Wow," "no way," and "that is interesting." Let's continue the scene. Sarah said she watched a movie. Leo could say, "I like movies too." But that turns the focus back to Leo. Instead, Leo uses active listening. Leo says, "Really? Was it a good movie?" He uses a rising intonation. His voice goes up at the end. "Really?" It shows surprise and curiosity. Sarah says, "It was okay. It was that new action movie. But the ending was terrible." Now Leo has a choice. He can ask about the ending, or he can make a connection. He decides to use a technique called "Me Too." This technique shows that you are similar to the other person. Humans like people who are similar to them. Leo says, "I hate bad endings. I watched a show last week that had a terrible ending. It is so frustrating, isn't it?" Sarah nods her head. "Exactly. You spend 2 hours watching, and then nothing." Notice the energy in the room now. It is not awkward. It is friendly. They are sharing a feeling. They are both frustrated by bad movies. This shared feeling creates a bond. They are no longer strangers. They are two people who agree on something. Now, let's pause the story for a moment. I want you to notice the structure of this conversation. It started with the environment, the coffee machine. It moved to a general topic, coffee habits. Then it moved to a personal interest, movies. This is a natural flow. You start on the outside, and you slowly move closer to the center. You start with safe topics, and then you find common ground. But there is one more fear that Leo has. He is afraid of getting stuck. He worries, how do I end the conversation? He does not want to just walk away. That would be rude. This is the final tool, the graceful exit. A graceful exit has two parts. First, you give a reason to leave. Second, you say something nice. Let's see how Leo does it. He looks at his watch. Leo says, "Well, I should probably get back to my desk before my boss misses me." This is the reason. It is a valid reason. Everyone understands work. Then, the nice comment. Leo adds, "It was really nice chatting with you, Sarah. I hope the coffee wakes you up." Sarah smiles. "Thanks, Leo. See you later." Leo walks away. He feels great. He feels like he has a superpower. He did not talk about philosophy or politics. He talked about coffee and movies. But he made a connection. Tomorrow, when he sees Sarah, he can say, "Did you watch any better movies last night?" The relationship has started. Let's review what we learned from Leo and Sarah. First, silence is scary, but you can break it. You do not need to be perfect. Second, use the observation. Comment on what is happening around you. The weather, the food, the music, or the slow elevator. Third, avoid yes or no questions. Ask open questions using how or what. Keep the tennis ball moving. Fourth, listen actively. Use words like "really" and "right." Show them you care. Fifth, find common ground. Use the "me too" moment to agree on a feeling. And finally, exit gracefully. Give a reason and say something kind. Now, I want you to imagine your own scenario. Picture yourself at a bus stop. There is someone standing next to you. It is raining. The bus is late. Can you think of an observation? Maybe you could say, "I think the bus driver forgot about us today." Or, "This rain is never going to stop. Is it?" Imagine the other person laughs. They say, "I know. I have been waiting for 20 minutes. Now, try an open question. "Where are you heading in this weather?" They answer, "I'm going to the library." Now, the "me too" connection. "Oh, the library? I love that place. It is so warm and quiet inside. Do you feel the rhythm? It is like a dance. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Small talk is a superpower because it makes people feel seen. When you speak to someone, you are saying, "I see you, and you are worth talking to." That is a powerful message. Practicing this is easy. You can do it anywhere. You can do it with the cashier at the grocery store. You can do it with the taxi driver. You can do it with a colleague. Start small. Just try one observation. See what happens. Remember, the goal is not to be the most interesting person in the room. The goal is to be the friendliest. The goal is to make the other person smile, just for a moment. So, the next time you are in an elevator, and the doors close, and the silence gets heavy, take a deep breath. Look around. Find one thing to comment on. Unlock your superpower. You never know where a simple hello might lead. It could lead to a new friend. It could lead to a new opportunity. Or, at the very least, it will make the elevator ride a little less boring. And that is a victory worth celebrating.